All right, we've got our last section of lesson one, and we've been looking at just different parts of geography all across the United States. And today we're actually going to be talking about maps. So there's going to be this section that you're going to be reading, and then a word bank, a story, fill in blank, and then this last part we're going to walk through together. So it's just asking what kind of map can they use from the data. So as we read, think about different types of maps people can use and the different data inside of it. Maps all have something in common. They are created from people collecting data. Sometimes people collect data from what they can see. Other times people collect data by taking measurements and using numbers. People who design and create maps are called cartographers. So you're going to see that word cartographers a lot in your notes, so just make sure that's somebody who's making and designing a map. One type of map that is made from what people can see is a physical map. To create a physical map, map makers look at the physical features around them and then add these features to a map. For example, a map maker exploring the West region may see the Rocky Mountains and draw these features on a map of the United States. Another type of map is that made from what people can see is a vegetation map. People can see forests or deserts and add them to their vegetation maps. So then I'm going to scroll down to my notes because I know it's asking about different types of maps. I'm going to see if there's any I can fill in with physical map or vegetation map. There's not any I can see there just based on what people can see. I'm going to keep reading at some maps. Some maps, like climate maps, are made from data that is collected by taking measurements. Scientists measure different parts of weather, like temperature or rainfall, over a long period of time. For example, scientists may measure how hot a place is over several months or years. From this data, they can create climate maps showing temperature and precipitation. Alright, I'm going to see if there's anything about climate in here. I see this map. It says, what kind of map can a cartographer make from this data? And it says to write your answer next to the table. It won't just let you click, so you're going to have to put a box in there. But one type of map they can make is a climate map. And that's all that it's asking you to put inside the box. So then you've got two more to complete, and then you'll keep reading here. It says, another type of map made from measurements is a political map. Different states and countries agree on where their borders are and record them. Map makers use this data to create political maps. Many maps are made from measurements and can be very useful for people. So this is talking about different borders, so maps where you see the state lines and the country lines, continent lines. That's where you're going to see that political map. A population map is also used for measurements, or is also created for measurements. A population map might show where people can live. Map makers might collect data by counting how many people live in the area. They would use these numbers and look at the number of people in other places to create a map. This map might show that New York City is the city with the highest population. So right here, this picture shows you the data collected for a population map, and then it can be put into a map. So looking down here, see if either of these have to do with population. You'd then put that in the box. The last one is another type of map that is created from measurements is an economic map. An economic map can show many things. It might show how much things cost in an area or how much people make. After collecting data, an economic map could show you that California is the state that makes the most money each year. All right, 5th grade, so on your own, you're going to, just for practice, I want you to try and fill in this word bank. Just remember you're moving over to go ahead and go through that. And then for your notes, you've got 2 to do on your own, so you're looking at what kind of map can a cartographer make from the data. So this is looking at population. We did the climate map together. And then you've got income, or how much people make, on the bottom. So go ahead and complete that. And then when you are done, you are going to read the summary. And in the summary, I want you to read through it, but then and complete this section, but you do not need to complete these notes. These are optional. If you'd like to do them, you are more than welcome. If not, they are not required for your lesson. Once you are done with that, you can go ahead and submit your assignment.